Welcome to What the Mom podcast. You are listening to Doulas Petra
and Jacqueline.
Motherhood can be isolating and hard.
We are two doulas who want to provide a safe place to talk about all things mom.
From pregnancy
To birth.
to postpartum.
To parenting.
Join us as we have real conversations about real life.
Welcome to What the Mom podcast.
You are listening to Doulas Petra
and Jacqueline.
Thanks
Hi,
for
guys.
joining us.
Yay! What episode is this? 27?
I don't know.
27 or 28?
Yeah.
Is it 27? Look at us. Who would have thought, eh?
And we weren't even sure if we were going to start this.
I know. That's so awesome. It's been lots of fun. And we hope you guys have learned some things.
Yeah.
What are we going to be talking about today, Petra?
Today, we're talking all about tips for birth partners during labor.
Yay, that's a good one. I like that one.
It is. So as doulas, obviously, we would be considered one of the birth partners as somebody would have at a birth. But we can share some of our tips with everybody so that the partner, the spouse, or a friend or a mother, whoever else ends up supporting you during your birth can use some of these tips, hopefully.
Yeah. Sweet. So, who should we talk about first?
Well, why don't you start with sharing some of the support tips that maybe you used at a recent birth that you just attended?
All right. So at my client's birth, there was her husband, and then there was me.
Mm-hmm.
There was possibly going to be her sister, but she didn't make it due to hospital rules. Gotta love that. But me as a doula, I got to support her in her labor, and that was really cool. As you know, labor is painful. So me personally, I got to help her with relaxation techniques and double hip squeezes and just got to cheer her on. So I loved that part so much. And then I tried, as doulas, we try and involve the husband or spouse as well, because a lot of the times, well, think about it. If you've never, it's like running a marathon. And if they've never done it and then it's their first time and they're like just so confused, they might not know where to start, how to support their wife or whatever, right? And so we get to just empower them. And it was funny. The birth partner of this one was like, "Oh, it's fine. I'll stay out of your way. You just do what you got to do." And I told him some techniques. I showed him double hip squeezes as well, and just ways he could relax his wife. And he totally surprised me. He was like in there and he was like cheering her on and massaging her back. And it was just so cool to see because he didn't know he even had that in him. So, it was really neat.
That's really awesome.
I think it went really well.
Sounds
not
like
as we planned. It's never how you plan. I feel like that's just how birth is, but
it's very unpredictable. Yeah.
So unpredictable, but it went really well.
So the hip squeezes that you're talking about, maybe we'll have to figure out some kind of video that we can share showing how to do that.
Absolutely. We can do positions and we can do pain management too. We can do those.
So that one is one that a lot of women actually like during labor is what I find too.
Yeah, it's more relaxing. And I actually did it for another friend. I decided, I was going to go last minute. It kind of worked out and her epidural failed her. It was intense. It was so intense. And she's one of my best friends. And it was so intense to see her in that much pain. And at first I was like, I don't even know if I even like touch her. And then I started to do the double hip squeezes. And I was like, do you want me to keep doing that? I can if you want, and I can stop if you want. She's like, yeah, no, keep doing it. So she said it actually helped. So yeah.
Especially for back labor, it helps even more, but just labor in general, because everything's just moving and
Yeah,
contracting,
absolutely.
and it's it's
It's
nice. So
fun.
it's hard. So if you're the birth partner and you learn how to do these, it is hard. Your
Mhm.
arms will be sore. Just put it that
And
way.
there is a technique to it, because when I first started doing it, I was using my fingers. I'm like, hey, what am I doing?
Ooh, then you're
But
tired.
oh my gosh, my fingers felt like they were going to break off. So then what I did is I just like grabbed the hips and I just went like this. But
Yeah.
then after I had done it for like probably 4 hours by the time the baby was born, my arms were like jello,
Yeah.
and they felt like I had worked out so much. But when you learn the skill of how to do it, then it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
Until I actually figured it out, then I wasn't using my fingers. But yeah,
Yeah, that would be much harder.
it was horrible. I was like, my fingers are going to break off. So this isn't working.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know what these are, basically you're taking your hands and you're finding where the hip bone is, and you're kind of just finding that spot that hurts, and you're pushing down. Not enough to
Fine
bruise them,
pressure.
but enough to give pressure for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it just like takes the edge off, I guess, what you would say. Like I had that during my labor because
Mm-hmm.
it was awful. And my husband had done that for hours on end. And I can't imagine how tired and sore his hands were. But it really, like, I know that's the only way I made it through my labor. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do a video and explain those because they're lifesavers in labor.
Yeah. Well, it's basically just counter pressure, right? You're going against the pressure that's
Yeah.
pushing on the body, on that pelvis and hips.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes a woman will want it for a part of labor, and then she'll be like, you know what, I don't want it anymore. And she'll let you know.
Yeah.
Laboring women will find a way to let you know, even if they're not verbally telling you. They'll make sure
Yeah.
to let you know with their actions. That's what I do when I'm in labor. I think
Yeah.
I did that with my last birth.
Yeah.
I had 2 births that I liked it, and 2 that I didn't so far. So
I know. It
yeah.
changes every time.
So
So,
it just depends on where the pressure is the most. So
yeah.
then you said, did you use any other relaxation techniques?
I just did like breathing, heavy breathing with her, like, like breathing in and out. I think that's so important as long as you can get your breath. That was a huge thing. As soon
Yeah.
as she would kind of let go of that, it's like you lose control of your body and it's
Yeah.
10 times worse.
It
And I
is.
experienced that as well. And yeah, so we did that. And then I also got these little combs, and they have little sayings on them. And she said she used it as like, pressure for just to take the edge off and to put the pain somewhere else. So she said they
Distract.
also helped as well. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And we were going to do the shower, but we didn't do the shower. I was kind of shocked by that because she said she used the shower the last time. But yeah,
Yeah.
she just found that she loved that more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd say probably if you're supporting someone during labor, just kind of watching their cues and seeing what is it that you think they need, and just suggesting things. I mean, worst case, they just say no, right?
Yeah.
If they decide
And
they
it's
don't want
okay if they get mad. They're not really mad. They're just
they're
in a
going through a
world of
lot.
different pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, there's different types of massage that you can do during labor too. Some women like. So sometimes you can use like a tennis ball and you can kind of roll it up and down the back. Sometimes if their back's hurting a little, that can
Mm-hmm.
help. Uh, some women, they like the light touch massage. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the tickle where you put your fingers just kind of gently touch the arm or the leg or
Yeah.
the face or wherever, right? So
Yeah.
especially as their like spouse or partner, that's something that can be really nice because it can also be intimate between the two of you as well during that moment. And that light, gentle massage can help with releasing the oxytocin that's needed for these contractions too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And then you said like shower, so water can help a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, having a pool. I had a pool both times, and then the third time it didn't work out, but yeah, having hydrotherapy is huge.
Yeah. So they say like the shower is nice, but it doesn't take the gravity off of the pressure of like the baby and stuff, right? But the warm water can still help, just being going on your back and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I used the shower at my hospital birth for my first baby, and it was nice. I actually knelt down over a stool in the shower, and I remember my mom actually took the shower head and she was just like holding it on my back, and it felt really nice.
And that's an amazing thing that a birth partner can absolutely do. Yeah. It really does help.
Yeah.
Having the heat.
Yeah, exactly. And then they say the next best thing with water is to have the bathtub.
Yeah.
And then you have more water, like over more of your actual abdomen. But depending on the size of your bathtub, it may or may not take all of that pressure off of your abdomen too, right? A lot of bathtubs, if you have an average size, it's not going to be big enough to fully do that.
No.
So then you have the next step, like you said, the birth pool. And that's what I did with my last birth as well. And it was, I got to say, that experience versus not having it, it was nice for me.
Oh, yeah. It really does help. And it also helps with tearing as well. It's just lubricated, and it just really, honestly, is amazing. It was so different birthing on land the third time for me, because the other two times I was in a pool, and I could totally tell. I could totally tell. Yeah.
But then I've also heard some women tell me that they didn't like the water. They just wanted to get out, or they wanted nothing to do with it.
I have heard that too, but me, I was definitely not like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But there is absolutely, I'm sure, absolutely.
Yeah. And so, some women, they like to be in the pool just for the contractions of the labor part. And some, they like to just be in there for the actual birthing of the baby. And some like to be in it the whole time.
Yep, absolutely. And it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong.
Exactly.
Yep. It's all our own journey. We all have different ones. So
I'm trying to think of what else. There's also visualization that you can practice.
Yeah. You can do that with your spouse for sure.
Yeah. It works best if you practice that during pregnancy, but you can still even do it if you didn't. Basically, it would be like you're guiding them through the process of changing their mindset instead of focusing on what I'm feeling with these contractions, focusing on something else. So imagining that you're going, I don't know,
on a beach,
somewhere beautiful that they enjoy. Yeah. Maybe it's the beach, maybe it's the mountains, maybe it's a field of flowers, wherever it is that they enjoy.
Yeah, wherever feels relaxing to you.
Yeah, exactly. And then just kind of don't focus on the contractions that they're feeling, but just focus on their breathing. So imagine you're at the beach and you're hearing the sounds of the waves and you're feeling the cool breeze on your face.
Yeah.
You're taking slow breaths. Slow, relaxed breaths. We have another episode.
That's always going to be my favorite. You're having slow, relaxed breaths.
If you didn't watch that episode, you're missing out.
Yeah, you need to go check it out because it's a knee slapper for sure.
But anyway, so like you're just guiding them through their breathing at this point then, which
Yeah,
for some people they really like that because it gets their mind off of it and then they're focusing on their breathing.
absolutely.
Or you
Yeah.
can do visualization techniques, like if you read through the hypnobirthing book, the Mongan method, I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Yeah.
She suggests some techniques, like for example, one is the what does she call it? The glove, something glove. So you tell your partner, like, imagine that you're wearing an imaginary glove on your hand. So they're not actually moving, but they're just imagining with their mind that they're moving their hand and touching different parts of their body. So with your imaginary glove, you're going to be touching your face. And now when you touch your face suddenly relaxes and all the muscles in your forehead and your eyebrows and your
Yeah.
eyes, your cheeks, and your mouth, your jaw, everything relaxes. And then you go through all the parts of the body doing that with them. And then you get to the pelvis. When everything else is relaxed, you get to the pelvis and you relax the pelvis. And sometimes this can be really beneficial because if they've been having a hard time with contractions, they're tightening it up. And it does make it painful when you tighten up.
It makes it so much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
really cool.
That's why I love hypnobirthing, because they use a lot of visualization in that.
And she's a pro. She's a pro. She didn't even make a noise. I thought, like, who are you? Yeah. Until the baby started coming out, like, there's no peep.
Yeah.
So it clearly worked for you.
It did, yeah. And I'll be doing it again.
Yeah, in the next 4 months, you're going to have a new baby. So start practicing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is fun.
Yeah, it's good times.
Yeah, it's true. Can you think of any other techniques?
Not really. I think you covered a lot. It's just, I think, including somewhat everybody who is there. I think it just makes them feel like, they're wanted and stuff. And I think that's just really important to make sure that everybody, they kind of feel that way. And yeah, it's hard, obviously, but when you have good support people and they kind of know what to do, it really does help make the birth go smoother. And it's just you just have to ask them if they like it, and if they don't, you just stop. And
it's true. You can't really predict exactly what you'll end up using, but it's good to have all these things in your bag ready to use.
Yeah, and good to have a support person who is willing to do these for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to be hard for you in the moment.
Yeah, it will. Something else some people do is, like, I'm talking to the spouses specifically, is sometimes having some bonding time can really help increase that oxytocin. So it's actually totally acceptable to say to everybody else in the room, can you just give us a few minutes?
Yeah.
If that's what the birthing person wants, that's okay. And midwives for sure would be totally fine with that. Doctors should be, if you have a good doctor. You have that right to be able to say, just give us a minute, and then you can just have a minute to just sit there. And it's okay to kiss when you're in labor. It's okay to cuddle them. Just be intimate in a non-sexual way, just in a loving way. Sometimes that can just help them feel like, okay, you're here. And you were probably the two that were creating this baby in the first place. So to have that connection still in, like, labor, some couples find that really beneficial as well.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to kick everybody out of the room, the other option is doing what they call tenting. So you take a blanket and you sit just like beside each other or facing each other. You put the blanket on top, so it's like almost like you're separating yourself from everyone in the room. and just to kind of have that moment to just look at each other. You can
Yeah.
breathe with her when she's having contractions, reminding her, okay, we're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7. Okay, breathe in, 2. So if you do that, sometimes if they were having trouble and they're getting kind of anxious, that can help too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And having drinks available. I know
Have
that,
your spouse feed you.
yeah, that is one thing that
Yeah.
I don't actually take a lot of support when I'm in labor, but one thing I do like is having someone bring me my drink. I always
I
have,
was your water girl. Yeah.
yeah, with the last one. That's what I do enjoy, because when I'm in labor, I don't think, oh, I need to go have something to drink. But it's important to stay hydrated when you're giving birth.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a drink with a straw. And so if they don't have one, then as a support person, that could be something that you go do. You go get water, maybe something with
Ice really
electrolytes.
helps. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Something cold.
Yeah.
Or something with electrolytes to give them energy.
Like coconut water and
Yeah. Coconut water is the one that I like. Even just putting like a pinch of sea salt in some water can help as well.
oh yeah. Never thought of that.
Yeah. And then just making sure that you're offering it to them so that they stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're not like super far into labor yet, you can offer
Yeah.
snacks to eat, like you just said, eating.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That's what I did. I had some
Yeah.
snacks in there. I had some fruit cups.
Yeah.
And I actually had them in there for my client. And when she really needed a snack, and typically you're not supposed to.
In the hospital, they
And
usually say no, yeah.
I was like, you need a snack. You look like you need a snack. She's like, I'm not allowed. I'm like, it's okay. And I just gave her a couple bites, and then like, I was like, she was so happy I had them. And I had like a granola bar in there because like the food in the hospital is not the greatest, but she was
Yeah.
like, you literally thought of everything. I just love you.
That's awesome.
So yeah, you never know. Pack snacks for
True.
your partner.
It is true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good thing and it's helpful. And it was funny because she actually wanted a fruit cup and she had no idea that I had fruit cups in my bag.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I fed it to her right after birth and she was so stoked about it. So
That's so funny.
yeah, it was funny.
That's
I fed her
perfect.
one pre-birth the time before and then right after.
That's perfect.
It works.
Yeah, exactly. Something else you can do, I was thinking too. I had this as well as cold cloth. Someone can just put it on your forehead, on the back of your neck.
That helped me a
your
lot
arm.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of women actually like that too.
Definitely. It helps relax you.
Yeah.
You don't feel as nauseous.
Yeah, exactly. And being aware of what transition looks like. I think that's very important for birth partners.
Yeah, because it's really intense for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure how my client was going to react, but he was like so good and he just like helped her breathe and I was doing the double hip squeezes and yeah.
That is great. It will look slightly different for each woman, but the like common things that happen are all of a sudden, you're shaking or like shivering. They might start vomiting. They will often start doubting themselves at this point. And this is when a woman who's been doing perfectly fine will all of a sudden say, oh, I think I need some meds now. I can't do this anymore. I should. And if they're having a home birth, they'll probably say, I should have went to the hospital. Why am I at home? Or something.
You just said, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, that's the common one. I'm never doing this again. Or my last birth, I said, that's it. We're not having any more kids. You're getting snipped. Here I am with another baby. So literally
Oh my god.
with another baby.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are all like common things. So when you start hearing doubts and comments that are similar to that haven't been happening the entire time,
Yeah.
that's when you can say to them,
You're so close.
your baby is almost here. You saying that means that your baby is almost here.
Absolutely. And it is. Like it
Yeah.
happens so quick after that. Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Yeah. There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, there is.
Eventually. But yeah, having a support partner and like, you know, having your birth partners and stuff, it will definitely make it a lot easier and a lot, you know, more enjoyable than doing it on your own. And also having people that you know, can handle all that. Well, they can't, but the people that choose to be at your birth, they're going to be there to support you and love you through it. And I think it's just important to, just kind of prep the hubby or whatever. And so he can be a part of it too, because it's a big thing.
Yeah. And it's like it's going to be different for every woman. So just knowing all of these tips and these ideas it's good to have them. You have them all in your back pocket so you can pull it out and say, "Oh, I think I'm going to try this and see if this helps."
Yeah.
It might not. You never know.
You never know. And it's going to be beautiful no matter how it unfolds.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't need to do much at all. You just need to be present in the room and just remind them you were created to do this. You can do this.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything for 2 minutes. You just start. It's nice if you know some birth affirmations too, because then you can start saying those out loud, just reminding the mom of all these things, right?
That's what my husband did, yeah. Because I was like so discouraged. And man, if he wasn't there, I was just ready to give up. I had been in active labor since midnight, and by 7 a.m., she comes up to us. She's like, "Okay, we need to talk about transferring." And I was like, "I don't want to go." And I was like kicking, freaking screaming. And God knew I obviously had to go because it needed to be that I was at the hospital. But if he wouldn't have like been there and supported me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. She wasn't born till 9 o'clock the next day, that morning. So it was super intense. And having a partner that understands and is gracious and loving goes a long way. So go the extra mile when you're supporting a mama. We appreciate it.
It is true. And in the end, if she says anything to you, that is mean and she might not normally say, don't take it personally.
Why did you do this to me? Yeah.
You kind of can't really take anything a woman says in labor seriously because she's not in the right frame of mind. You need to wait until the baby's born. And then
we're definitely not. Yeah. We say some really crazy things.
Yeah.
I remember being in the hospital and swearing at all the nurses and doctors, like, "Get this effing baby out of me." And I was like, if only someone could have recorded me. I kind of want to see it now.
No kidding.
But yeah, you lose all form of common sense and knowledge.
My second baby was at home, and I had my parents there too. And my dad is just out in the living room. He's doing some work on his computer while he was kind of waiting because I was in the bathtub most of the time. And then I went to my bed, but I'm at home, so I'm like pretty exposed. So he kind of was just there Not sure what his role was, but in the end, let's just be honest, he was supporting my husband. But that's what my husband says. Like, yeah, I need your dad there. I need him there.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, so what it was funny because afterwards he's like, I don't think I've actually ever heard you swear in your life until now. Like, yeah, sorry about that.
Did you say the F word?
I honestly, I don't even know what I said.
Like, I said the F word multiple times.
Yeah.
And I don't usually say that unless
Yeah.
I'm really mad. But
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
you do crazy stuff in labor.
Yeah.
You're not yourself. You're like, oh my gosh. Yay, we get to do it again.
Yeah. But my fourth baby, which was another home birth, I didn't swear because I was nice and calm and relaxed the whole time. So
She seriously was. It was crazy. Like, me and her mom would like look at each other. We're like, she like having a contraction? Because like she would not make a peep. And then like when it'd be gone, like she'd talk to us and whatever. And then she'd be like, okay, having another one. And then like she'd go into this like weird, like you didn't even know what was going on. And I swear she did not make a peep until that baby started coming out. And then like she yelled a little bit. That was it.
that's self-hypnosis.
Girlfriend, you were a warrior.
That's why I am a huge supporter of hypnobirthing because it worked for me so well.
I wish I could have done that because I was not like that. There was me on the laughing gas, and the nurse was like, okay, honey, you can take it when you have a contraction. You just like, and I was like sucking back, and I was biting the thing, and he's like, Jacqueline, calm down. And I'm like, ah! Like, it was crazy.
Oh, man.
So I think it would help me just a little bit.
It probably would.
Probably would have, but we'll never find out.
Because now you're done.
Because now I'm done, unless God has a different plan. But I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure our family is complete.
Yeah.
But yes, if you are looking for something, absolutely, we can link it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, definitely invest in hypnobirthing because it was awesome for Petra.
Yeah. There's actual courses that you can take. I never did that though.
That's so
And
cool.
I just read the hypnobirthing book, which came with a CD that I listened to. I used that with my first in the hospital.
Yeah.
It helped a ton. Like at one point I remember I was so exhausted, but with the hypnobirthing tracks, I was able to lay on my back on the bed through contractions and I was okay. Like I got a little bit of rest, which was amazing.
I cannot believe that you were doing that even when I was there with your fourth. Like,
yeah.
you were like laying on the bed and you were probably, well, that was like 10 o'clock. So the baby was born just after midnight. So
A couple hours before, yeah.
Couple hours before, and you were like so calm and collected, and you were just like breathing through your contractions while you were laying down on your back. Like a crazy person. Just kidding. But seriously, I couldn't be on my back. I was like, ah! It hurts so bad.
Yeah, normally you can't because normally it makes contractions way worse in that position. But when you use hypnobirthing, that can help because the hypnobirthing helps use things like we talked about earlier, like the visualization and breathing techniques and things like that. Oh, it looks like we lost Jacqueline. Hopefully she comes back right away. But yeah, I honestly am such a supporter of the hypnobirthing. So then with my fourth baby, I did get a subscription for the Christian hypnobirthing app that you can get on your phone or other devices. And it was amazing because I used a lot of those breathing techniques.
I have no idea what happened.
Hey.
That happened to me last time.
Jacqueline's back.
I'm back. Hi, guys.
I was just saying that I used the Christian hypnobirthing app for my fourth one.
Yeah.
And it was really nice because it helped with the breathing, like reminding me about the breathing and relaxing everything. But it also had scriptures, and it was reading scriptures and biblical birth affirmations.
That's so awesome.
Which was exactly what I needed. That's why it helps so much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Look into it, y'all, if you are having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, because I saw that it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for being with us.
I think that covers it all.
Yeah. We hope you guys learned something. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Or any other ideas of topics that you would want us to cover as well.
Yeah, for sure. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. So until next time.
What the
mom?